getting a little bit of iron, a lot of cobblestone to start.
Tamam bu ama hypermodern tam değil.
Hypermodern works only for bastions. It doesn't work for vanilla worlds. You got Golem and Beards, and then he exits a bastion in 1 minute 30 seconds. Well, the meta hasn't changed yet. It's if Sharpie, do you want to link
Hypermodern göstermiyor. Bir de bu herifin bastyonlarını izleyelim.
This is a video guide to speedrunning the Hoglin Stables variation of Bastion Remnants in Minecraft Java Edition 1.16.1. Of all the four Bastion types, this is my least favorite one to run. It's pretty random. There can be gold blocks that spawn on the bottom sometimes they don't. So it's really a matter of just knowing what to look for and knowing how these structures spawn in order to do well with this one. This one happened to spawn 8 of the 10 gold blocks that could be down here. But once you kind of know your way around this bastion, you've done it a few times, and you know what to look for, it can actually be one of the better ones, to be honest. There's a pretty high amount of chests that spawn at the top. I think it's on the higher end of chests
İşte
based on
abi
bastion type.
bunları öğrenmemiz lazım. Spesifik, yani her bastyonlarda spesifik şeyler var.
Whereas Bridges has a lot of gold blocks and very few chests, this one has a lot of chests.
Bu adam bu arada bastion olayının başlatıcısı. Yani 1.16'da yani bu herife kadar hiç kimse bastionları kullanmıyormuş şu anlarda. Bu herif demiş ki salak mısınız?
But it's very difficult to find the gold blocks in this one. So this is just a video of an example speedrun I did that's around 2 minutes. This video is going to be broken up into 4 sections just like the other ones. So it's going to be speedrun first, and then we'll talk about structure and then routing and then tips and tricks I have for this one, which there are a lot. So this video is probably going to be a long one, but yeah, the main goal to doing this one quickly is just identifying the structure type and the little structure identifiers that tell you where the gold blocks are on the bottom, which you can find those reliably, and then just trading as quickly as possible. There's some nifty spots down there where you get about 5
Bir
piglins
tane çıkmış bu arada.
to trade pretty quickly, which is nice. And I think I have everything I need here, but I just go up and grab
Hayrına mı
a
vermişler?
couple more
Bilmiyorum abi.
trades.
Ha 17 büyük
In
ihtimalle
case
evet.
there's more string or pearls or whatnot. So fire rose potions are always nice. So yeah, pearl out for the fire rose potion, and yeah, I got plenty of
Oo,
pearls.
17'si.
At least 10 obsidian.
Of,
This one is light on
22.
arrows. I could have got some more. Plenty of string though. So yeah, there's a lot to go over, so we can jump into the structure section now. So Hoglin Stable structure is going to take a while to go over just because there's so many different possibilities this bastion can spawn as, which is different from the other 3, which
Ya asıl sıkıntısı şu. Bastyonların türünü öğrenmemiz lazım.
are pretty consistent every time. There's in every Hoglin Stables there's a lower section, which is the actual stables.
Tamam burayı biliyorum. Burası Allah'ın belası bir seç. Tamam bu bastion türünü biliyorum. Nereden biliyorum? Şu siktiğimin domuzlarından çok çıkıyor burada.
Themselves.
F-tipi cezaevi gibi.
There's an upper section with 3 ramparts that always spawn facing the stables. In the Hoglin Stables themselves, it's split into 2 halves. There's this 2 air block gap in between the 2 halves, and there are 3 pillars that spawn in between. There are individual gold blocks and individual chests that spawn in the stables themselves. Kind of
Aynen bunu biliyoruz bu arada.
This loot is special Hoglin Stables loot. It's different than the regular Bastion chests. Sometimes you could get a lot of gold from these, sometimes you get absolutely nothing of value. So most of the time you're going to avoid this bottom stable section anyway.
Evet, çünkü Allah belasını vermiş. Ben oraya inmek istemiyorum.
In the top half, the 3 ramparts are split into 6 different sections total. So there's a top half of each rampart and a bottom half of each rampart. The top half can spawn in 1 of 3 different forms, and the bottom half can spawn in 1 of 3 different forms.
Oha! Bu yapının spawnlanabileceği 3 farklı, alt tarafında spawnlanacak 3 farklı yapı varmış.
You could get a Hoglin Stables where
36 farklı türde spawn olabiliyor şu sol kısım sadece.
you have exactly the same rampart spawn in each of the 3 positions. Or you could get a Hoglin Stables rampart where you have all 6 different sections of the rampart spawn as different parts. And you can have any combination in between. So it gets a little crazy, but we'll go through the top half sections first and then the bottom half sections. Each top half...
Yok, bu adam runlardan filan bilmiyor. Bu adam şey yapmış. Nasıl yaptığını filan anlatan ben bir tane video izlemiştim. Daha strateji öğrenmeden. Bu herif şöyle yapıyor abi. Creative modda command bloklar var ya. Command bloklar bu yapıları spawnlayabiliyor. Herif bu yapılardan paso spawnlıyor. Altın blokların yerini öğreniyor. Direkt bütün altın blokların yerini öğreniyor. Ondan sonra onları ezberliyor.
The rampart can spawn as one of 3 different ways. It's this tall section, this medium section, or the short section. This top section is by far the best. The other 2 are pretty bad. So in this tallest section, you get a triple chest, which is pretty open. You usually get a ton of piglins to trade with. And this triple chest, in Hoglin Stables only, guarantees that there's 4 gold blocks underneath it. This triple chest setup is also seen in bridge and housing units bastions, but in Hoglin Stables specifically, this indicates that there's also 4 gold blocks beneath it. So most of the time in this rampart, to get to the lower section, you're going to go with this front left area. To get to housing, you would go down here into this staircase, but in Hoglin Stables, there's this opening right here, and you can go through this hallway and back up, and this leads you to 4 gold blocks that spawn here 100% of the time.
Ha, bu yapıda direkt 4 tane şey var. Gizli.
So these gold blocks are a little awkward because hoglins will come and try to attack you from here, so it kind of traps you in this room. But if you need this 4 gold blocks, they're always here. So triple chest always indicates there's 4 gold blocks in that room. And that's it for the top half of this part. So you get a triple chest.
Üst tarafında orada %100 bu üçlü şey chest varsa %100 orada 4 tane ay şey varmış, gold varmış. Ama sıkıntı şu. Sana saldırıyorlar orada, hani %100 hani açık kalıyorsun. Orayı mecbursan yoink ediyor.
That's it. There's just staircases right here. The next top half section is this medium one, which you can tell from this kind of a square-ish basalt pattern in the front. But it spawns a hidden chest, which is what I call it, in this little cavity right here. And then this hidden chest also indicates there has to be what I call the lantern chest in a room below this. Again, you can go down from the front left here, go down these stairways, and you'll always find a chest here underneath the lantern, so I call this the lantern chest. And that does it for the middle section.
Bu sik koymuş. Bunu ezberlememeyi
demez. There's no gold blocks in the structure. Even worse is this last one, the short top half rampart. Unlike the other ramparts, you can't reach the bottom from this top left area. You actually have to kind of sneak in the top right over there, or you can go from the back left. And this is what I call the diagonal chest, because there's this little diagonal room. This is the only kind of diagonal room that spawns in any bastion. It's just in Hoglin Stables. It has this one chest, and there's nothing else of note in this structure. There's no gold blocks, there's nothing above this. That's it. So,
bunları öğrenelim. Belki runlarda aktif olarak kullanmayız ama işimizi çok hızlandırır. Ya şöyle söyleyeyim, şu gold blokların yerlerini bilirsek 5 dakika falan kurtarırız minimum.
You could get this is the Hoglin Stables that I did the speedrun in. I started from this point. Here again is the Hoglin Stables themselves, which is split. You can see these 3 pillars in the middle here. Again, this right rampart, I chose one that happened to have a triple chest right here. Again, if I needed it, there were 4 gold blocks right here, which I didn't get. It usually takes 30 seconds to a minute, so I usually avoid those, but they're right there. The middle rampart in this one, which I didn't go into, happened to have a hidden chest. That's why I also call it hidden, because Netherrack can spawn up here and really hide this chest. But there's a hidden chest. And then of course there's going to be the lantern chest if you go down these stairs. So there's a lantern chest, and this rampart on the left is very buried. You can barely see it at all. It is also a hidden chest and a lantern chest.
Aşağıdakileri
So that
göstersin
was
ya.
the run I did. Most of the time you avoid these ramparts, but if you really need a chest for obsidian or arrows, you can go up there. And here's one more example of stables that's kind of buried, but again, we're inside Netherrack, but here's the Hoglin stables themselves. There's a pillar here, 2 more pillars over there. The right rampart, this happens to be pretty bad. There's just a diagonal chest. There's nothing above it.
Allah belasını
This
vermiş. Bu
middle
nasıl bir run?
has a hidden chest.
Evet evet,
a
aşağıdakilere
lantern
giderim
chest,
ben
yellow
direkt.
chest, bottom half. But the single chest, one version has 10 gold blocks. So we want to identify as quickly as we can which bottom half rampart has the 10 gold blocks and which has a single chest.
Bir tanesinde 10 tane gold block varmış.
There is a little gap that will spawn right below the top half section. This little gap that spawns in the black rock. This indicates what kind of bottom half rampart we're looking at. So this is what I call a bad gap. It's 2 blocks tall and 2 blocks wide. This indicates there's only a single chest. It's going to be kind of a mess of stairs. It's going to be a jumble of stuff here, but at the bottom there's only a single chest. I call this the fake chest room, or the fake room. It looks like there should be a lot of gold blocks here, but these pig snouts are actually just fakes. There's nothing here. I can guarantee you there's no gold blocks in this whole structure. It's just a single chest. So this bottom half structure, that's it. That's all that's in it. So again, this is the indicator
Ama
for
bunu
this
nereden
bottom structure.
bulacaksın şunu?
This is the bad
Spectator
gap.
olmadan.
That's what I call it, at least. We're buried Netherrack here, but this is the middle rampart we're looking at here. So here's the lantern chest. So right here would be an indicator of a gap. If you have a solid wall, this means there's no gap here. It's just a solid wall. This means there's a long staircase and 1 chest. So again, we start here at the section where the top half and the bottom half meet. We go down a long staircase, and you get 1 chest at the bottom. There are no gold blocks and no other chests in this whole bottom half section. There's just 1 chest. It's also a pretty bad one because it's open.
Şu özelliğimi çeyreğini uygulamayacağız. Yok uygulamayacağız da en azından öğrenelim abi. Amele gibi olmayalım. Denk gelirse en azından
so all you get is this
bilelim.
Down this long stairway. So yeah.
4 tür basyon var. Bu sadece bir türü inceliyor.
In the black
Beynim gelişiyor şu anda. Kıvrımları hissediyorum beynimdeki.
We had this diagonal chest. On the right rampart, this one's the third option that can spawn. This is the good gap, is what I call it.
Tek bloklu
It's
good gap.
1 block tall and 3 blocks wide. This is huge. This is absolutely huge because it indicates that we have a good 10 gold block structure at the bottom here. So sometimes you will have to dig into this section through the gap itself. That's what I did in the speed run. You'll get to these stairs. You'll go down these stairs and you'll get to this one room that has 10 gold blocks in it. I should say 10 gold blocks can spawn at a maximum. These 4 over here aren't guaranteed, so sometimes you only get a few. But these 6 blocks over here are guaranteed. You'll see a bunch of pig snouts and a lantern. I like to dig this block, which is kind of in this L shape. And this goes down to 6 gold blocks down here. So it'll be, yeah, that's all 6. So you can get anywhere from 6 to 10 gold blocks.
Bu çok güzel, baksana yani. Son bir tane daha şey izlemek istiyorum. Neydi? Su altı yapıları. Monument. Monument şeyini görmek istiyorum. Bak yine aynı adam oğlum. Adam Hyper Modern'in kurucusu ya. Ama run yapamıyor işte.
This is a video guide to speedrunning ocean monuments in Minecraft Java Edition versions 1.14 and 1.16 mainly. There are 8 hidden gold blocks in this structure, and in both of those versions, that can be pretty useful. So you're gonna need at least an iron pick,
Adam altını kokluyor. Kokluyor, altını kokluyor herif ya.
buckets, and one door for this. You can see it goes pretty quickly. There's a chance you'll get mining fatigue. There's a chance you'll get hit here. But this first run I'm showing is one of my fastest ones.
Tabii bu render distance olayını bilmeden yapıyor bunda.
I'm going to show a run directly after this that didn't go so well, just so you can kind of compare. So yeah, this run is starting from the same position as before, but this is a different ocean monument. I wanted to showcase.
Peki girdiği açı ne? Ben onu öğrenmem lazım.
Kind of shows how some things can go wrong, how you can get a little bit unlucky, what it should look like in a normal run. You see I kind of forget how to swim a couple points here. But there are 4 different positions these 8 gold blocks can be. You can find it if you see dark prismarine. And I got unlucky here and it was in the 4th position that I checked, so I just wanted to highlight a run that shows all 4 different.
Yapıya önden yaklaşınca sol taraftan yakıyor. Bunun için süt de bulman. Süt bulmana gerek yok. Bunun taktiği var.
Recommend using 2 milk buckets and at least a couple doors, but
bu adam render distance'ını sıfırlamıyor.
You can try to risk it with 1 milk bucket here and a single door. That's all you have. So after this run, I'll talk about my routing, different structures, and where these gold blocks can be. But fortunately for us,
bak önden yaklaşıyor. Bu diye gidiyor.
We only care about the 8 gold blocks, and they spawn in 1 of 4 positions every time, so it makes it pretty easy to loot. The main concern is the 3 Elder Guardians that spawn in every ocean monument. There's always one at the top. They basically every 60 seconds they search for a player within 50 blocks, and if they find one, they give that player mining fatigue, which basically makes it so you can't mine anything. That's our strategy for removing mining fatigue and mining into the gold block. 2 milk buckets for doing fatigue. They mining fatigue you back to Monument 2. There's these 4 little archways.
Bu monumente girip büyüyeme imkansız, süt şart değil. Arkadaşlar değil. Render distance'ı 2 yapıyorsun. Bu herifin chunk'ı renderlanmıyor. Onun taktiği o.
With a path that leads into the interior and the front.
Ya adam spawnlanmıyor direkt. Yani bu herif var olmuyor.
And there's 2 sides, but the side we care about is this back side with archways on the back here. I've put little indicators with wool
My man.
in the back to show kind of where the gold blocks can potentially spawn. If we're facing the monument from the back side here, I refer to this position as the back right. This one.
Ha dur bir dakika. Nereden giriyor?
The back. The gold blocks in the back to show.
Ha arka tarafından giriyor.
I've put little indicators with water in the front monument.
Bak burası ön tarafı.
Front of it. There's these 4 little archways.
Buradan girmiyor.
With a path that leads into the interior and the front. And there's 2 sides, but the side we care about is this back side.
Arka tarafta şöyle archların olduğu taraftan giriyor. İlki değil, ikincisi, üçüncüsü, dördüncüsü, beşincisi. En baş ve en sondakilerden çıkmıyor, onların arasındakilerden çıkıyor.
Put little indicators with wool in the back to show kind of where the gold blocks can potentially spawn. If we're facing the monument from the back side here, I refer to this position as the back right. This one is the middle right, middle left, and back left. These are the only 4 positions these 8 gold blocks can spawn. The red wool indicates where the 2x2 gold blocks can be, and the green wool indicates the dark prismarine that spawns inside of it. This one happened to spawn in this position, so if I look down here, I'll be able to see the 4x4 dark prismarine and sea lanterns, and in the very center here, there's 8 gold blocks that you can't see, but they're there. In all the other 4 positions, or the 3 positions, there will be no dark prismarine that spawns. So as soon as
ben bu abilerden çok korkuyorum. Bunlardan nasıl damage yemeyeceğimizi bilmiyorum onu.
So I've indicated with pink wool where I think the best spot to put a door down to dig down and protect yourself is. So if we're approaching from this back right position, I like to come in here, place a door down. You have to be kind of at the front edge of the block. If you're right here, the door won't place, but if you're up here, it will. As long as you mine down in any of these green positions, it'll still work the same. So I could put a door here and mine down. It's not the right position, but if I did mine down there, I mean, I could put it in this position. So if I mine down here and dig down, I could put a door here technically, and I could mine the gold blocks from this position just fine. But these little guardians can be pretty pesky, and they need line of sight. So they
Ha,
have
dümdüz seni görmeleri
laser
lazım.
attack that
O
charges-
zaman buraya 4'le falan gelmek lazım ki yani seni gördükleri açıya 4 koyacaksın.
Charges up for 2 seconds, and then hits you for a few hearts of damage, depending if you're on normal or easy. If you change to easy difficulty, it's actually, I think you can take maybe 6 hits. On normal difficulty, you take 4 hits from these guys before you die. But this door position, I think, gives you the best kind of coverage, like blocking line of sight from a lot of the Elder Guardians. You can still get hit in this position, but if you're really quick and you put a door down, this blocks a lot of them. And then you can actually mine this block, and if you crouch, you kind of have a good chance of blocking them as well. But if this was the right position...
Okey, öğrendik. Şimdi bir şeyler öğrendik. Hiç bok yapamayalım. Let's go. Öğrendiğimiz hiç bilgiyi kullanmayalım şimdi. Slow run. Let's go.